Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to revisit the Analogue 3D and some of the things that we found out, particularly during our last stream, but also just in general, some ways in which the system has kind of left us wanting in terms of the features that it provides and the ease of use straight out of the box. So let's get into it. So first thing you might have noticed in the last video particularly, I did mention potentially some issues with controller compatibility, which I was frustrated with. But as we played some of the games like Hybrid Heaven and Turok, we came into additional issues with the ability to save games to a memory pack. That is the fact that while we did go out and buy an original controller, what we didn't do is buy an original memory pack to go into that controller. That turns out to have been a huge miscalculation on my part, because even though I intuitively felt that there would be virtualization of the memory pack in the system, and there is, one thing I did not seem to account for is that that functionality is actually locked behind getting a very specific controller. So let's quickly talk about controller compatibility as well. So I picked up this Pikachu yellow controller for about $35. Fine, no issues there. The control stick, a little bit squeaky, a little bit wobbly. That's fine. That's a genuine N64 experience. That's something that we all sort of are familiar with if we played the system back in the 90s. What was less obvious to me was the fact that this controller here, the Nintendo 64 Nintendo Switch Online wireless controller, this is not compatible, whether that's wirelessly or whether that is by plugging it directly in with USB-C. That is something I did not expect, because I have a Mr. FPGA. I have various, like I've got an Odin Android emulator. I've got the Steam Deck for emulating as well. All those systems work perfectly well with X input, S input, these style of controllers out of the box. So intuitively, in my head, I thought the Analogue 3D wouldn't have any issues with any of that sort of stuff. Conversely, 8BitDo Ultimate Controller. This also does not work with the Analogue 3D at the moment, which is particularly baffling because 8BitDo, whatever you want to call it, they are the exclusive brand partner with Analogue 3D for modern official controllers that are compatible with the system in the 8BitDo 64 controller. Why? That incredibly baffling move of locking behind getting a specific 8BitDo controller to access a virtual memory pack on the system is something that has kind of frustrated me and had me thinking, like, is this a fatal flaw? Is this incompetence? Is this greed? I don't want to ascribe necessarily, even though I'm sort of hinting at it, motives or reasonings for it. But what I want to do is highlight in this video that this is possibly the biggest aspect of the system that might put someone off actually getting into Analogue 3D, depending on availability and stuff like, and who knows what availability is going to be in the future for this system. What it does mean is that if you want to play games on the Nintendo 64, particularly games that use memory packs, you're going to have to go out and buy a memory pack. Now that might sound silly, like obviously, yes, if you want to use a memory pack, particularly original controllers, you need to buy a memory pack. That's what we did in the 90s. I guess my issue is that I just didn't expect it in 2026, that with all of the features and the virtualization that we have in emulation, that we wouldn't have that packaged in as part of the system to make things a little bit smoother. So I went out and bought this. So last weekend we got it, 25 bucks. Fine, whatever. We're going to have a look at that today. I have not booted this up yet. Hopefully it works. We're going to see if there's any saved games on it. We're going to see how the Analogue 3D works on it. One thing I know is that when I sort of went to research a little bit about what's going on with the virtual memory pack that I sort of knew existed when I was filming the last video, jumping on the Reddit, I saw that this is not a new issue. This is not an unknown issue. This is a frustration that has cropped up for lots of people so far. And there's fairly consistent threads about it with people asking questions. I put my own thread up there asking what's going on. Is there no virtualization from the memory pack? And people pointed out that while yes, there is, it is for the 8BitDo version of this controller only. So I don't know if this was a mistake, but I ordered one off the 8BitDo website. It was supposed to ship from the 30th of January or later. It's actually already on its way. So once we get it, we're going to have a look at it. We're going to see how it goes. I kind of wanted one anyway, because as much as I love the Nintendo 64 original style controller, that love is born of nostalgia, not necessarily functionality. So getting a modern sort of controller like this, that sort of still preserves the A, B, and the 4 directional C buttons, I think will go a long way to playing some of these games long term. So we bought it. Whether or not I'm supporting a practice that I necessarily agree with, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, so whatever, we did it, and we'll show you guys when we do get it. So also looking at Reddit, there seems to be other issues with the way the system works. Unfortunately, one of the other things that someone seems to have brought up in a recent thread is that Gauntlet Legends on Nintendo 64, it requires that each player has their own memory pack. Now, the virtual memory pack on the system, it appears that it is coded only to support controller 1 in the memory pack recognition for games. So only player 1 in a game like Gauntlet Legends, for example, can load up a virtual memory pack. Now, I've got vague memories of games where you could bring, like, is it Smash Brothers or Fighter's Destiny? Or there are games where you could train your CPU player to learn your moveset, learn your style, stuff like that. And, you know, or take your save game progress and like boot it up with your friends and play multiplayer games in some games. Gauntlet Legends is the most pertinent example, given that there's a thread about it recently. You cannot do that with virtualization. So for ports 2, 3, and 4 on the Nintendo 64, this is the only method for you to get save games in. So, you know, hopefully you guys are okay with that, because that's what you're going to have to do. That's the first time I've put a memory pack in a 64 controller in literally 20 years, if not more. I guess we're going to take the good with the bad, or the bad with the good. But I thought it was important to put a video out there that covered this. So we are going to switch over our view to have a look at the system. We're going to chuck in our $25 cart, and we're going to see how it all works and looks. All right, so we are going to jump in. So we have our 64 controller, we have our memory pack, and we're going to chunk into the memory pack. And we're going to get our Analogue 3D up and going. But we don't want Banjo-Kazooie, because Banjo-Kazooie has built-in saves. We're going to chunk, and we're going to Cruise USA, because we jumped into that game before. Unknown cartridge, fantastic. Oh gosh. We jumped into that game before and we played a race, and as it turned out, we were unable to unlock other races, which kind of sucked. There we go, Cruis'n USA. Let's figure out how this is all going to go down. So I just need to change my input to HDMI so I can play without any lag. I promise I'll never say lag like that ever again. That was disgusting. So if I remember correctly, memory pack in, if we hold start as we boot up the game, we should come to the memory card. No? How do we get to the memory card? Because let's start the game. See, I'm going off old memories right now. There's only one controller attached to the Nintendo 64. It's all right. I wonder if that means the memory pack is not working. Let's go. Nintendo 64, boot up, memory pack menu. Game pack. Hold the start power. Yeah, so it is hold start while putting it on. Interesting. try that again. Configure. Virtual Expansion Pack. Was that there last time? Hold start. A does not start up the cartridge. Insert the controller pack into the back of your genuine N64 controller. Power on the Analogue 3D with the game inserted. Immediately hold down the start button as the game boots. So do I not hold the start button down? Do I press the button to start and then hit start as it boots? So I hit A and then I held start. All right, so that got us there. So we can erase that, yes. All right, so a memory pack does work. That's interesting. Right, I'm curious, where's Turok? Oh, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Hybrid Heaven, and I am Turok. Okay, it didn't jump to the Turok. Did it not read? And it didn't bring up a unknown cartridge either. So I think we definitely need to find a more thorough cleaning solution. Oh, hold start. Was it too late? No controller pack found. Let's try that again. No controller pack found. What? Did Cruis'n USA just come up with fluff? All right, quick cartridge. So we haven't cleaned the controller pack. I thought it would be a bit more robust than the cartridges, but controller pack damaged. No. Let me quickly clean it. All right, so giving it a clean. Just make sure that alcohol dries, or evaporates, I should say. Load, start, held. Memory pack found, for sure, easily. Yes, all right, so the memory pack is working. Right, so 123 pages free. That means there are no save games on it. Excellent, excellent, cool. All right, let's go back to Cruis'n USA. First time, every time. All right, memory pack secure. Let's go. Only one controller, cool. Controller pack and controller pack 1, Cruis'n USA needs to create a save game. Press start, fantastic. All right. So we pick, oh, okay. It's interesting it goes backwards. Game S for Sam. Guess that's what we get. Alright, so we play US 101. Automatic like a scrub. And we stick with our muscle car, because this is the car we are most skilled with. Let's try again. Go, go, go! We're gonna come first this time. Easy first. Get out of the way. Oh yeah, look at that analog controller, precision, just swooping around the turns like a magnificent falcon. God, I forgot how banging this music was. I didn't check the copyright date on this. This must be like closer to SNES than the end of the 64 to have music like this for sure. It does definitely make me want to get Adventure Beetle Racing. Like, I actually remember playing the shit out of that game. As a racing game, it was just, it was so cool. I very briefly booted it up in emulation, but I feel like cartridge will, I don't know, something about the cartridges that make it feel a lot more permanent and enticing to sort of play and complete and all that sort of stuff. Holy shit! That's got to be the biggest crash. Come on, get going, get going. I was hoping to come first, but we're not doing too well. I keep jimming the camera. Red car, get out of the way. Let's brake, we don't want brakes. We want the opposite of brakes. Is that our second place competitor? Sure is. All right. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Straighty 180. Let's change that music. No! We hit that shoulder too much. It's pretty brutal cost of power. All right, roadkill jam. You're in for it now, buddy. No! Oh! God damn it. We'll be lucky to get second. Jeez. All right, let's see if that unlocks a new race and we can save. New hot time.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Why does start on T? Oh wait, I'm going up and down. It's left and right. Sam. Stamp it, ship it, and remember it, because we're coming for first place at some point. Ninth is pretty bad. Jeez. You're next. Dow. That didn't unlock anything. Are we supposed to do Cruis'n USA to unlock stuff?
Ready, set, go!
House special. It's like a sandwich or a burger. I love the house special. It's not what you say when you're trying to get music. Whoosh! Tubular stuff. Holy shit. It's like I'm a Ninja Turtle. Cowabunga, dude. That's tubular. Man, we're twitching all over the road. Tweaking out. Another suspension bridge. And another bridge. What is the terrain of this area? Whoop. God, that'd be interesting to map out what the known terrain is based on like the background here. I don't know if that slows me down. Whoop. Blind man behind the wheel, watch out. Lucky there's no pedestrians. Which reminds me, I should try and find Carmageddon 64. Oh boy. God, more bridges. Alright, we're doing alright. Go around the red. Oh, come on, tried to go to the outside. No, get out of the way, get out of the fucking way. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Oh, that massive lead, and it's about to go. It's about to go. Oh my God, that was so close. Oh my God, this game. I forgot I was mad about the controller pack. First, record time, let's go.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
You remembered my name, thank you. Right, so when do you write to the controller pack? Yeah, get up there. Sir, more like second. And I want to play Cruis'n World so badly right now. I just want to see how it develops from this. Because this is so like, this is so 90s coded. Ah, jeez.
Check it out, San Francisco.
Check it out. What's it all about? We'll work it out. Let's turn this party out. Oh my God, we're all over the place. What happened to the controls this time? It's mayhem. Holy moly, get out of the way. This is insanity. I lost my ears because I'm guessing the sound I kept hearing was a low battery warning that I didn't quite register. Alright, come on. Front flip to nosedive. Oh God, it's almost like playing Burnout. Burnout Paradise is probably the last like driving game that I played like significantly, like with an eye of like playing it, as opposed to like just jumping in and ripping around a couple of laps here and there. Because it had all the side activities. You know, it's like an early version of Genshin Impact where you sort of roam the world and do stuff. Just without any gacha. Smooth out those turns. Stop janking it around the road. Jankin', I said jankin' it. I didn't say the other one. Whoa. Easy there, Red. Easy there, Red. You can stay in second place, that's fine. No shame in second place. Fuck. Just tap in the corner. Red. Red. Oi. Oh my God. Right, well I don't know when I actually get to the point where I start to unlock stuff, so I'm going to stop there. The main point was to get the memory pack working and make sure that it was all good. So I guess the main thing to keep in mind is that yes, the virtual memory packs only work for player one. We'll be able to see that in more action when it comes down to the 8-bit do that hopefully I get in the next few days, maybe a week. I've got some questions about copying things across from memory pack to memory pack, which I guess I'll have to look into. The other thing we learned is that you don't hold start and turn on a cartridge. You hit A to load the cartridge and immediately hold start after it starts to load to get into the memory pack function. And it should work all fine there. So luckily now I can go back and actually play some of these games like Turok and stuff and start to get some progress, Hybrid Heaven as well. So we'll probably try and play some more of those games and maybe post them a bit on the channel. We might just keep them to live streams. I'm going to start trying to get back to doing live streams maybe once a week. We'll see how we go. Essentially, if you weren't aware, this channel was kind of started a year ago. After we'd done some content with some friends, we had like a combined channel, and then we sort of decided to go and do separate channels. And unfortunately, when you start a new channel, sometimes if you don't quite put enough work into it, it kind of doesn't really go anywhere. So I've tried to sort of just give the channel an injection of content for the month of January in 2026. And hopefully that means if I do go live on YouTube, you know, it'll actually show people that I'm live, and you know, happy to have people hopefully drop by and chat and hang out and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll probably do some Hybrid Heaven and some Turok live. Also, I'm sort of going a bit wide in terms of content because factory cozy games, stuff like Arknights, I've got this really weird palette of games that I like to enjoy. Like, it's not intuitive for someone to like retro games, but then also be fully okay with embracing games like Arkfield and Dongles Zone Zero. But apparently that's me. So we'll see how it goes with the channel and see what people like to watch and go from there. But I guess it's time to wrap this up. So I'm gonna go back to Big Hair Sam. So there you have it. A quick rundown on the Memory Pak, some of the limitations and some of the things that you should probably consider before you buy a Analogue 3D. My personal experience with it was that while I wasn't necessarily invested in the progress of the Analogue 3D from when they first got announced to when it got released, I actually came in at the end of the progress when orders went live for I think the second batch. So I got my Analogue 3D about a month or so after most people got their initial orders. And I just found that in my experience, my expectations are a system would be compatible broadly with USB Bluetooth controllers that use a generic input. If it's compatible with one, the new 8-bit Do 64 controller, then my expectation is it would be compatible with all of the controllers that would use that system. So finding out that it's not, it was quite a shock, particularly since it's not like I hadn't watched any videos covering it. There's quite a few creators that I watch that cover retro games, particularly sort of handhelds and emulation and FPGA stuff. And I sort of was wondering if I'd gaslit myself into like believing that it had this wide compatibility with controllers. So I went back and watched some of the reviews. And while it was occasionally mentioned by people that the controllers were only compatible with these specific controllers, there were quite a few reviews, and some of the bigger reviews from channels that are probably more broadly known, that covered the device. And because they got it sent to them from Analogue 3D, and Analogue 3D seemed to have sent all of them Nintendo 64 8-bit Do controllers, as well as either they obtained or maybe they were sent as well the original controllers. But like a lot of reviewers were obviously keen to check original hardware with it because that's part of the appeal. It seems like many reviewers only looked at that part of the system, the 8-bit Do official controller and the original hardware, and they sort of compared those. It was only by exception that I come across reviews that explicitly mentioned, hey, these aren't going to work. You know, your other controllers aren't going to work. And there's not necessarily a great reason for why that won't work. Lots of conspiracies, lots of assumptions on the community who are not particularly happy in some cases about this lack of what should be a basic feature. But I was quite shocked that not many channels seem to have covered it in depth. For me, it feels like one of the first things people should know before they buy an Analogue 3D, that while the manual online for the Analogue 3D, it reads like, hey, these are what are specifically compatible with it, but it doesn't actually outright say other controllers are not compatible, which, yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. But let me know what you think. Is this a deal breaker? I don't know if it would have broken the deal for me. I'm still happy with the way it works. Once it works, I'm just a bit unhappy with the way the controller system has been handled and the way the virtual memory packs just aren't good enough at the moment. I'm probably fortunate that as a single player mostly, and the games I care about the most, like Banjo-Kazooie and stuff, they save on the cartridge. Part of the reason why I didn't come across it sooner, but so that is, I think, something you should definitely consider before you buy an Analogue 3D. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video.